on the 10 News app, on Facebook, on YouTube. Just trying to think of everything that we're live on. So OTT app, that's right. We've got Allie in my ear answering or going to be feeding me with questions that you guys ask throughout the live stream. So make sure to send those our way, and we'll get to those as often, as quickly as we can throughout the live stream. So here's what we're tracking to start out May. It feels more like March. Our showers staying pretty isolated, the wind letting up later in the week. Going to start out this live stream a little differently, not so much focused on local weather, but regional weather. I know a lot of you guys vacation out at Virginia Beach. They've made national headlines here for a not so good reason. And it was this EF3 tornado. Unfortunately, the graphic kind of getting cut off here, but this orange that you see, these orange triangles indicating where the EF3 damage was done, estimated 145-mile-per-hour winds. This was on the ground for 4.5 miles, and at its biggest was about 3.5 football fields wide. This was the strongest tornado on record in Virginia Beach, these records going back to at least 1950. Despite all of that, no injuries, no fatalities. That's great. The not so good news is the fact that about 115 homes did sustain damage and or destruction. And when you look at a lot of these pictures, these are very well-built homes in this part of Virginia Beach. And a lot of the pictures show damage to the upper part of these homes. This is why we always stress whenever we have tornado warnings and whenever we're doing that kind of coverage that you want to be in this green, safe area. Basement, lower level of a home, away from windows. If you go back and look at the pictures of the damage from that tornado, you will see exactly why. This was the 5th EF3 tornado, meaning wind speeds anywhere from 136 to 165. This was the 5th EF3 tornado in Virginia within the last decade. The last one we had was in Sidnersville in Franklin County. There was Timberlake in Elin. There was Appomattox in 2016. So 3 out of the last 5 EF3 tornadoes have actually been in our area. So we're not immune to them. We just don't see them as often as maybe places like Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas. But if there were ever to be a warning like that issued for you, you would get those within seconds by downloading our 10 News and weather apps. Here's what's happening now in West Virginia. Snowshoe, seeing snow on May the 1st, and it's actually sticking. It's actually accumulating. Let me go back there and play that video once again from Austin Taylor. He just gave us credit and permission to use this video. But there you have it, May 1st. It ain't looking like it. It ain't feeling like it. On top of Snowshoe, there's snow that is reportedly sticking to the roads above the 4,000-foot level. That is what law enforcement is reporting up there. Thanks to the National Weather Service in Charleston, West Virginia, for that report. Let me take that off the screen so you can kind of see what radar looks like. And there you see the snow in the western halves of Greenbrier and Pocahontas counties, and perhaps in the western half of Highland County as well. Back up the view here so that you guys can see most, if not all of us, are not going to see anything quite like that. But occasionally you do get these light rain showers that spill over the mountains. So that'll be the case at least here at about 10:04 on this Monday night. So let's go ahead and look ahead to Tuesday, and you see that upslope snow continues in areas like western Greenbrier and Pocahontas counties. Snowshoe could see up to 8-10 inches, even a foot of snow out of this over the course of the next few days. This is definitely an anomaly, even though they're a colder climate. This is early May. That is not something that they typically see up at ski resort level. But here we go into Tuesday afternoon, and you see a blend of clouds and sunshine, and then late Tuesday afternoon into the evening, you start to see some showers spilling over. Allie, you got a question? Okay. Yes, that is actually so the question was whether or not there's going to be any wind. That is about 2 graphics ahead in my rundown, so give me about 30 seconds and I'll get to that. But yes, there will be some wind heading into Tuesday, kind of similar to what we saw out there today. But just as I was telling you guys, the snow will continue to pile up in the western halves of Greenbrier, Pocahontas, and Highland counties. That's about the only area that would see any accumulation. But now let's talk about the wind. That's going to be the more widespread felt impact heading into Tuesday. It's something we felt today. I think tomorrow is going to be a very similar feel to what we've had out there today. You see wind gusts in the yellow there, anywhere from about 25 to 35 miles per hour. So is this going to go producing widespread damage? Not at all. Are you going to notice it? Absolutely. Yeah, it's nothing to panic over, but definitely something you will feel and continue to feel heading into Wednesday. So we're kind of caught in this holding pattern, or something that in meteorology we refer to as a blocking pattern. This one is called the omega block because it is shaped like the Greek letter omega. That's really the only reason why it's called that. And where we are within this pattern is this persistent northwest wind. So the wind continues into Wednesday, and the air from the northwest, you got to think it's colder, it's drier. So yeah, there may be some isolated showers here and there between tomorrow and Wednesday, but we're cool, and most of the time is dry. We're also windy at times as well. High temperatures for the most part 55 to 60. Your average high is in the 70s. So between now and Wednesday, it's going to be more of a mid-March feel to the air, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. Wednesday is going to be the cooler day, by the way, as low pressure gets a little closer. Low pressure, if you think about it, like an apple core, its core is colder. So the closer it gets, generally the colder you're going to be. So that's a little meteorology lesson for you there. Tuesday, tomorrow, you're looking at highs in the 50s in the NRV and Highlands. We'll struggle to get out of the 50s in the Roanoke Valley, but right now I'm going with a high of about 61. Lynchburg south side, low to mid 60s. And then by Wednesday, it's going to be hard to get out of the 40s in the New River Valley. The Highlands low to mid 50s, Roanoke middle to upper 50s, Lynchburg south side just barely out of the 50s. So definitely unseasonably cold. So the next question might be, well, then when do we warm up? And the answer to that is going to be closer to the weekend. Now, this weekend, are we going to be in the 80s? I don't think so, but I do think we see a little bit of a warm-up. Reason being, the jet stream, your dividing line between mild air and chilly air, that's going to start to make its way farther to the north. You could see a stray storm system right along that jet stream into Saturday, which would give us a rain chance. But at the moment, the weekend features a lot more dry time than wet time. So still some chilly mornings heading into the upcoming weekend. We'll start out in the 40s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings. Cinco de Mayo looks like we'll be in the upper 60s and lower 70s at the moment. Looks to be relatively dry. Saturday, I have a minimal rain chance in there. We'll continue to pick apart that pattern a little bit over the next few days and see if we need to increase that chance or decrease it. But for right now, I at least have a small chance of some showers in the forecast. Saturday looks as though Sunday's mostly dry, at which point high temperatures should make it into the low to mid 70s. And most forecast data showing actually a warming trend heading into the early portion of next week. So we just got to get through really the next 2 to 2.5 days of exceptionally chilly weather, and then we start to climb out of that a little bit more. It does look as though Friday is actually going to be one of the nicer days, something we really haven't been able to say because 40% of our rainfall this year has been on a Friday. That is pretty wild. So it's not just your imagination. A lot of the rain that we've seen has been on a Friday or a Sunday so far in 2023. Allie, what you got for me? 90 degrees. Let's actually, so for that, the question was, when do I think we're going to see 90 degrees? Really, for that, you got to go toward the averages. So let me see if I can find a graphic. Average first 90. There we go. So it's usually sometime in May. For Danville, the average first is May the 9th. That's probably not going to happen this year just because I don't think we get quite that warm next week. But it's usually mid to late May. Closer we get toward Memorial Day, that's when you usually on average see your first 90-degree day. So that would be my best educated guess as to when we see the first day of 90-degree heat, but I don't foresee that, at least within the next 7 to 10 days. So again, the question was, when do I expect the first 90-degree day? This is really just kind of a crystal ball approach to that. Are there any other questions? All righty, good deal. Well, on that note, time now is 10:10. We're going to wrap up this live Appcast. Again, we do these every Monday evening. So let's kind of go through the schedule. Every Monday morning, about a little bit after 7 o'clock in the morning is when we do our first Appcast. We do them Mondays at 10 p.m. as well. And then, Allie, Thursdays and Fridays at just Friday. So Monday and Friday at 10 p.m. you guys can catch this Appcast. And also on an as-needed basis, if we see, for instance, a line of storms coming in that you guys need to be aware of, we jump on the app and we go live from there. You'll get a notification on your phone if you have our app. So definitely a good idea for you guys to have. We good to go? Awesome, guys. Have a great rest of your Monday. Stay warm. Can't believe I'm saying that, but stay warm here these next few days. And we'll talk to you soon.